What's going on, everyone? I'm Big Sip. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Scharnhorst B. This week Wargaming brought back a lot of the Black Fleet ships: Otago B, Bliss, Scharnhorst, Mutsu, Indianapolis. And I wanted to give this one a nice, good in-depth look. I think it's one of the best. It's such a fun ship to play. Let's go ahead and jump right in. For my commander, Franz von Hipper, I go with the accuracy build with this ship. I think it's a lot of fun to play as accuracy. It's a cruiser killer, but can also really duke it out with the battleships when it has to. He has a base trait of elbow room. That's increasing the range and reducing dispersion of your secondary batter. Obviously, he's one of the best inspirations when you're looking at your Bismarck secondary builds, your Massachusetts secondary builds. Slot 1, flammable cannoneer. Slot 2, gyrating drill bits. Even though you do lose 10% speed, I do like having the higher turret traverse as well as higher damage AP. Slot 3, marksmanship. Slot 4, reaching out XXL. And then a legendary perk of will to rebuild. My inspirations with this guy are D-Revel, which reduces the main battery reload, and Cunningham to really get that accuracy dialed in. Ship mods, we're looking at aiming systems mod 1 for the first one, prop mod 2, and target acquisition mod 1. So given this build, commander, and let's see what the actual stats are. Main battery, we have a 3x3 setup, 283 millimeters. Smaller guns for a battleship, but they are still extremely powerful. Range, very solid for the tier, 20.5 kilometers. Reload time for a battleship, this is phenomenal, 19.1 seconds. HE has a max damage of 3,200 with a 20% fire chance, and the AP has a max damage of 8,360. Just for note, the secondary battery does have a 6 kilometer range with an 8% fire chance, but this is not a ship that you want to spec out for secondary build. Alright, moving on to one of the things that makes the Scharnhorst so much fun, the torpedoes. You get 2 sets, one on each side, 3 torpedoes each, 533 millimeters. Short range, 6 kilometers, reload time of 68 seconds. They have a max damage of 13,700 and a speed in the water of 64 knots. So pretty respectable torpedoes. So taking a look here, we have a game of domination on hotspot. Looking at the minimap, the red team swung to this side hard. Now typically with this ship, I'm looking to get fairly aggressive. I want to push into caps. I want to be the one initiating the battle. Especially with this game, there's no destroyers in the game, so I don't have to worry about a lot of those torpedoes coming in. But at this point, we're getting overwhelmed. We have 6 ships on this side, so a vast majority of the team over here. And so I want to go ahead and start recovering here a little bit. We've only lost 10,000 hit points, but it could get ugly in a hurry. You see, we have shells flying over the island at us, so we got a lot of attention. Now, looking at this ship's strengths, it has a very fast reload time for a battleship, 19.1 seconds. Very good range on the main battery. I think one of the strengths is certainly the torpedoes. It's absolutely fun. And with an accuracy build with this one, you can get really good salvos. One of my big knocks against the Gneiss now is that the accuracy seems to always be struggling. I don't feel like that's the same type of situation with this ship. I feel like I can really get it accurate, get solid groupings, and really stack up the damage. But the weaknesses on the other hand are the AA is extremely lacking, and especially if you're going up against German carriers, this ship is very easy to citadel. Personally, when I'm driving a German carrier, I am seeking out the German battleships. They're easy to citadel, they don't have great armor, and normally when you hit them hard, you can knock out the engine and make it very, very difficult for that battleship to move, especially if their damage con is in cooldown. But so as we sit here, we're trying to anchor down this cap. So I'm pushing into the island here. I want to try to mitigate the damage coming in from the battleships. Meanwhile, I have the Devonshire here, and this is what the Scharnhorst does great. Just absolutely punishing cruisers. Just big hit right there. Also, our torpedoes that we shot earlier, able to land one of them on the Mutsu. At this point now, I want to go ahead and switch it back into reverse. Thanks to the prop mods, I'm able to get going fast in a hurry. You see, I'm doing over 18 knots in reverse. I'm switching back and forth, trying to keep my main battery over on the Devonshire. I want to try to use the torpedoes for the battleships here, because I can take out the Devonshire and hopefully get at least 2 of the ships out of the game. At this point, I'm pretty well resigned to the fact I'm going to be dying here, and it's just a matter of doing as much damage as possible. Right there, once again, main battery doing what it does great against the cruisers, taking out the Devonshire. And we do see the secondary going off, but at this point, not a lot of damage coming from it, but that's okay. This isn't a secondary build. But right here, close quarters, I was hoping for a better hit on the Mutsu. Unfortunately, we just don't get to convert. I was also hoping to get another salvo on the Nuremberg out there to finish them out. Fortunately, they did a good job getting behind the island, but we did our job over here. We killed 2 ships. We slowed down the advance, and we allowed the blue team to go ahead and take Bravo. Even though it was a short life, less than 7 minutes, 132,000, 2 kills, and a high caliber. And I think that's one of the things that this ship does best. It deals damage in a hurry. Looking at the scoreboard here, going to end up with a first place finish. Lots of ribbons, 50 main battery hits, and that's mostly thanks to that quick reload. Solid XP game, and another thing, a tier 6 premium ship. You get a good amount of silver with each game. That's all we have for this one. Thank you all for joining. If this is your first time coming to the channel, consider hitting subscribe. We'll have a lot more videos coming at you shortly. Have a great day.